Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm David, the founder of Piggy Bank Accountant, which is the name of my YouTube channel. Tell me in the chat where you are from, where you are watching from. I'm David. Once again, I'm a CPA, and let's get going. I'm so excited. I see the counter of people, the count of people, I should say, going up. Wow, this is crazy. Thank you so much for the CFO Connect Summit. Thank you so much for Spendesk to power this event and having me here. And let's get going, guys. I'm here today to bring you so much value about Microsoft Copilot, and hopefully you will enjoy it. So I'm just starting off with a quick poll, and I just want to know who has already used Microsoft Copilot. It will be super simple. Put one in the chat if you've never used Copilot before. Put two in the chat if you've used Copilot a little bit, and three, if you use Copilot deeply every day. Okay, that actually be number three. That's what I do for a living. I see everyone in the chat: Sigrid, Danielle, Alexander, Ed, Mary, Beth. A lot of two, a lot of one. That's so good because you will get a lot of value today. I tailored this session specifically for CFO. I'm a CPA. I will introduce myself right now. And I'm David. Welcome to the Copilot in your daily workflow. And as you can see here, I started doing videos on YouTube. And first it was Excel, learn Excel the modern way. And now I'm making more Microsoft Copilot videos. I'm a CPA, just like probably a lot of people on this call. And I go by the Piggy Bank Accountant on YouTube, and I post daily on LinkedIn, right? Just a quick introduction. I play key roles in fundraising a Series B in a SaaS, software as a service startup company here in Quebec City. I'm in Canada. And I also participated actively in a company exit as a FP&A, financial planning analysis manager here in Quebec. And I'm a speaker, as you can probably see here. I'm a full-time YouTuber and Microsoft Copilot instructor. I'm a Microsoft MVP as well. And I'm a LinkedIn learning instructor. All right, enough with bragging, guys. I'm here to bring you free value today. And you can ask your questions. I will get to them maybe later. Actually, not maybe. I will get to them later during the live cast, the live webinar. And here is what I have today. Okay, I will show you how to use Copilot to summarize financial statements. It might seem very basic, but don't worry, I got you covered with some more complex use cases. And I want this to be really a hands-on session. It will be super hands-on in the term that once you will leave this call, you will say, okay, I know how I can save more than 15, 30, 45 minutes every week because Dave taught me today. All right. I will show you how and what we can do with Copilot in Excel. I will show you how to plan your work week fast with agents. And don't worry, I've seen many number one in the chat. If you're not familiar with agent, you will see it's super easy. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. I will also get some hype because I will show you where Copilot is going. And I said hype. What I don't like about all this AI stuff is many of the live session or webinar that I see are all about hype. I'm all about balance, right? This is cool, but this, and that, it doesn't work as intended sometimes. So I want this to be super clear for you guys. And of course, the Q&A, and I will stay longer. We have only 30 minutes together, so I will try to wrap my content in 20 minutes, and I will leave 10 minutes for the questions, and I can stay longer. I know you have a break after that, but I also want to be careful with your time. All right. Are we ready to go, guys? Tell me in the chat if we're ready to go. I'm bringing a lot of energy. That's what I do through my YouTube, through my camera. Let's get going. All right. So first, summarizing the financial statements with Microsoft Copilot, right? First, I just want to bring some clarity to this. It's so complex. Microsoft, I love them, but sometimes it's very confusing. So there are three Copilot versions. I would just want to talk real quick about the licensing. We have what they call the Microsoft Copilot, which is free, and it's really similar to ChatGPT, but from Microsoft. Okay. So this is when you go to copilot.microsoft.com. This isn't a secure version of Copilot, and this is not what we're going to talk about today. What we will focus on is on these two versions right here that are based more for work and education. To the left, you have the Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, which is absolutely free. When you own a Microsoft 365 license, you will have access to this free chat experience that is absolutely secure. Again, always validate with your IT guys. Just want to make sure, but you will see the green shield at the top right. We'll see that in just a few seconds. And this is grounded in the web. And also, when you pay for your license, that is currently 360 US a year per user, you have access to the premium version of Microsoft Copilot that is grounded in the web and into your work data. But don't worry, if you don't have a paid license, you will get a lot of value today because you can actually do a lot with the free version. And just to let you know, every slide that you will see will have these tags right here. So you will be able to understand, oh, can I do it right now with the free version or do I need the paid version, right? So super, super clear. I tried to make it super clear. Let's get going. Okay. So this is doable with a free version of Microsoft Copilot. Think a little bit of ChatGPT, but with some enterprise data protection. So I took a very little known company, Starbucks, and I took their annual report of 2024. And if you're like, oh, I know what to do, I know how to do that, trust me, you will learn something today. I will just show you a quick prompt framework that will get you the best results every time because I see this every time I give live training. People don't know how to prompt and they don't give enough context. And I will just show you how to analyze your financial statements with Microsoft Copilot. And I took an example with Starbucks, right? So I'm right here into Microsoft Copilot. I took some screenshots and video recordings to save your time. I value your time and I don't want to waste your time while we have the chatbot loading. So here we go. Here's my prompt here. I said, I need help finding key financials from an annual report. Position yourself as the CEO of the CFO of this company, excuse me. I need to make a summary to the board of directors about where we should invest in the next 2 years based on previous performance. I want a concise summary in a tabular format. Use the attached PDF as a source. Make sure to analyze it before giving me any recommendation. And I basically attach the PDF. So lots of you are probably attaching the PDF and just say analyze this PDF. You need to add some context. I'll get back to this a little bit later. Here's the prompt, and here are the results. And I always double check the results, of course. AI tools can hallucinate. This is not new to you, but this is pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. I can compare my financials, and it took me like what 20 seconds. I always think of my friend Dennis, that is 50 years old. He's a tax specialist, and he all read these 20 pages boring tax memos. And I'm like, Dennis, you should use Copilot. Here's how, my friend. I always think of Dennis when I give this example. And you know what? Here's my prompt. I said CFO. If you switch to CEO, the results will be different. The results in the order that the chat OpenAI, not Open, sorry, Microsoft Copilot gives you. I was about to say chatbot. Microsoft Copilot Chat. The order that it gives you the answer will be different if you switch the role, right? And look at this. We have some performance driver and risk, strategic investment recommendations. Again, always double check, but super interesting what we can do with this tool. Very basic use case. I think this is going to be useful. All right. And now back to the prompting formula. And I want to bring value today. This is so important. So, so, so important. I see this all the time. I go live training and I walk to people desk and they just type in analyze this PDF, enter. And this is much deeper than that. And I wrote down my framework right here, which is nothing that I came up with. It's from Microsoft. But in red here, we have the goal. In blue, we have the context. In pink, we have the expectation. And in green, we have the source. Okay. And I will break it down for you. I want you to leave with something that you can have in your hands. I made this cheat sheet right here that was downloaded by more than 2,000 people. That's so cool. It's absolutely free. You can scan to download it right now. I will get your email if you want to unsubscribe for all my emails afterwards. You do you. But this is breaking down the goal, context, expectation, source, prompt, formula. And I don't want to spend much time on that because I just showed you, but this will help you get the best results out of Copilot. And it is very sensitive. When you change the date here in this prompt, it will change the results that you receive from Copilot. I tested it so many times, and this is so important. So it goes by the goal, context, expectation, source, prompt, formula. Okay. Uh, I'm going pretty fast. I know I have a lot to cover, but trust me, you will get a lot of value out of this. Copilot in Excel, my friend. Up to this date, you needed to pay to have Copilot in Excel, and now Microsoft are slowly rolling out to everyone a free version of Copilot in Excel, and I will show you what it can do, right? So this is exactly what I was saying. Microsoft is currently rolling out an update. The Copilot chat pane will be integrated in Excel for everyone, regardless of your Copilot version, right? So this is so good. Let me show you. So here we are. I have my data set. What I do in my YouTube videos, I always take an example of the Piggy Beans Cafe. And you see here, this is sales data with like typical date, product, sales amount, region, salesperson, and department. I have roughly 2,000 lines of data. And this work on like 10,000 line plus, like it works on very thorough data set. And your data has to be set as a tabular format, as a table, right? So welcome to the Piggy Beans Cafe. It doesn't exist for real though. And look at that. So I try to tailor the example for a busy CFO. I throw back myself when I was in my SaaS startup. My CFO will call me and they will say, Dave, how many engineers are we hiring this year? How many sales and marketing people are we hiring in 2026? And it will be calling me at 7 p.m. And with Copilot now, you can just click on the button at the top right, absolutely free. Again, it's rolling out for everyone. And I will just, you could just ask this question right here. Which salesperson has the most sales in Q3 of 2023? Pretty basic question, but that's what CFOs want to know, right? And look at this, look at the answer right here. Salesperson with the highest total sales in Q3 2023 is Mocha Mike with $330,400 of sales. And then Copilot told me, if you need a breakdown by month or want to see how other salespeople perform, just let me know. So, I just Copilot, I'm like, yes, I want more information. So I kept going. It's a conversation, gotta keep it flowing. I said, please break it down by month. And I know if you're, really good with Excel, you're going to do pivot tables. You probably want to manipulate your data a little bit more. Like you are hands-on. But if you're a busy CFO and you don't have time to really go into the tool and do all these stuff, and you have much other things to do, right? You can just go like that and look at this, and the results are pretty decent, right? Uh, Something that's cool, you can also do install with the free version. The paid version can do like more deeper stuff. Create a sales chart for Q3 2023. And look at that. It's going to use Python, do a chart. It's all based on code. Like you can actually insert it. If you want to insert it, you will need a paid version for that, right? So pretty interesting. I think for eye level CFO, this is pretty cool feature because now it's rolling out to everyone for free. And don't worry if you're like, Dave, this is too basic and Copilot is not good, and I used Copilot a year ago, and it wasn't good. Don't worry, I got you covered. In just a few minutes, I will show you what Microsoft came up with Excel, and it will blow your mind. If it doesn't blow your mind, I'm not sure what will blow your mind. All right. And here's another use case, like typical. I don't want to walk you through everything here, but you can just ask also Copilot in the chat pane to build formulas for you. In this case, I wanted to build a sum ifs with an index and match. And I just have my very long prompt that you don't see here, where Copilot actually had a look at my data set and it made the formula for me. I think this is pretty handy if we're more technical into Excel. Don't need to go to Google anymore. Don't need to switch to another tab in ChatGPT. It's all integrated in your workbook. And I think this is amazing. Now, okay, if you have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, if you pay for Copilot uh, before, as I told you, you will never see the button if you didn't pay. The button at the top left right here, top right, sorry. I don't know my left and right, maybe because my English and French. And it will unlock Copilot in Excel, the app skills. And I'm not going very deep today, okay? But I want to show you like everything that it can do. And when you click on the little arrow below the Copilot button at the top right, you can click on the app skills, and then it says, "Hello, David," and now it can take action on your document. Create a pivot table for my best sales people by quarter. It could do that, right? So this is what it unlocks when you pay. Look at this at the top. You see the little dollar sign. And let's see what the app skills can do. Let's see what the app skills can do. Is it worth paying for a Microsoft Copilot license? So let me show you just basic use cases. We'll build from there. Okay. So we have Copilot in Excel for the text functions. So let's say I want to extract my phone numbers right here, right? Because I want to get the area code and then mix this with a VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP. Here we go. I will ask this prompt to Copilot in Excel. I will say, could you create a column with the regional area code of each phone number? It corresponds to the three number to the left of the column phone number. And I want you to take a pause here and look at the prompt, like how much more detailed it is using the goal context expectation source prompt formula that we've seen earlier. It doesn't always have to be really detailed, but the more detailed, the more specific, best results you will get, the less chance of Copilot will make a mistakes. And look at that. This is to the right pane in the Copilot pane, and you have the formula. I kind of knew that Copilot will do the equal left formula, and it is pretty simple if you know your way around Excel. You probably know that. You can click on insert column and it's going to insert the column for you. Like, I think this is pretty cool. That's my first use case with the formula. And this is the paid version of Copilot. Now, let me show you how to do a nested and an if. I used to do these formulas when I was an accountant. I'm still an accountant. I just do YouTube and training full time now. But look at that. I will say I need a column with a formula that enters downtown over 500 for sales over $500 if the region is downtown, and uptown over 800 if the sales is region uptown are over $800, right? So I'm just trying here to use natural language to get a formula, a nested and or nested if into an end. And it looks like that. And it always works like not always, okay. It works 99% of the time. Copilot is very, very good at writing formulas for you. And honestly, as a CPA that did Excel 10 years, 40 hours a week, this writing this could take me 5 to 8 to 9 to 10 minutes. And this was maybe if I didn't miss a parenthesis or a bracket or a comma. But now with Copilot, it's pretty cool. And you can just click here on show explanation and it's going to explain to you like everything. I think it's pretty interesting what we can do with it. And now, if you want to do your analysis, you can just filter using this arrow here, filter on downtown over 500, flag these transactions, ask an analyst to analyze them or something like that. Pretty interesting, a little bit more hands on, I think. Okay. All right. Uh, I'm almost done with the content. I want to show you two more use case. I think you will love this one, guys. I think you will love this one. So I've seen many one and many twos in the chat. We're walking away from Copilot in Excel for now because there's so much more than Copilot in Excel with Microsoft Copilot. And here I want to show you what agents can do. And this is a bold claim here. I said plan your whole week in 8 minutes with the researcher agent. Tell me in the chat if you know what the researcher agent is, and if you don't, let me just blow your mind right here in just a few seconds. All right. So we are in the researcher agent. You need a paid license to do that. And I will show you right now. It's to the left here, researcher. If you can't find it, go to all agent, right? You need a paid license for that. And it is very strong for these AI geeks out there. It's using the O3 model from OpenAI to do all of this research. And I will use a pre-built prompt from Microsoft. It's the meeting prep prompt. So you just click here and it's going to write this right here, and I will just show you live. Let's see it in action. I will hit play. Make sure you mute the video. All right, hit play. So I'm in the researcher agent. I will click on the prompt here, and it's going to write the following. Help me prepare for my meetings for the upcoming week, including asks on me, recommendations for clear actions to prepare, and suggestions on which item to prioritize over others. Focus on the presentation that I have this week and client meeting. And guys, I recorded this on September 15th, 2 weeks ago, and look at the researcher agent going. The video is sped up, so it's normally it took 13 minutes. Now it's a 2 minutes video. And I said, can you prioritize my one-on-one meeting? Look at that. Researcher is going through all of my emails, my Teams meetings, my Teams messages, even the document that I worked on my OneDrive. It is crazy. It blew my mind. Look at all the steps that it did. And I'm not even like hyping it up here. Every Monday, I'm running this prompt. Look at all the steps that it did. It said, okay, organizing my meeting details. I'm crafting a schedule and organizing and prioritizing your meetings. Like this is pretty cool, honestly, right? And look at that. It said, "Hey Dave, the upcoming week is packed with 10 meetings, including two major presentations and some prospect calls." And it even did a little chart. I honestly, I was flabbergasted. It was September 15th, and it did these two external presentations and this chart. And look at that. I have a complete schedule with all of my meetings. So you can see clear into my schedule right now. It said, okay, you have your weekly one-on-one with your assistant here. And if you click here, Let me pause. If you click here, it will bring you to the event in your Outlook with all the emails related to it, etc., etc. And I think it was pretty cool because as a full-time content creator, influencer, Microsoft Copilot trainer, Copilot gave me the priorities. It gave me the priorities on what I should focus. And you will see, I will scroll down a little bit here. You can see my whole schedule. um, it will say, okay, Dave, you have two major presentations, and this is the top priority. You should dedicate the most prep time to the Copilot webinar and the CPA of Ontario keynote because these two events they build up your reputation, and you will need to have polished content. It is honestly super cool because it told me after that everything that I needed to do and prepare for this meeting. Right? Super interesting. Uh, all right. So that was the agent. Tell me in the chat if you found this really cool. And I tell you if you're like, oh, I'm not sure. This is probably some hype. Try it yourself. Try it yourself. It is probably the best agent already made by by Microsoft. Excuse me. You don't need anything uh, to do anything. It's there by default. Let me show you one thing. Let me show you one thing that I think this one is a V1 and it's pretty cool. If you are following me on LinkedIn, which is probably, you should follow me on LinkedIn right now. I made a video last week and it went absolutely viral, 600 likes, 35,000 views in like 24 hours. It went completely nuts for some reason. And there are some reasons and I will show you. So Microsoft came out with the Excel agent mode. Tell me in the chat if you've seen that again. I know I'm annoying. I'm always asking you questions, but I want you to participate. And this is very, very cool. And I will show you, okay? I will show you the full video is available on YouTube. Let me walk you through. Okay, so Microsoft created an Excel agent mode, and I will show you what it can do, okay? I'm just hitting play here, and you will see. It's available. Let me pause here. It's available if you have a paid Microsoft Copilot license. It's currently only available in Excel Online through the add-in that is called the Excel Labs. And if you want to take a step back afterwards, I will send you the link to the video. But look at that. It was the first time for me trying it. Never tried it before. And I was like, let's just hit record on my screen and see if this thing is good or not, right? Let me show you. I said, create a full three-statement financial model for an accountant. Make sure to include a sheet for the budget and the actual budget versus actuals analysis. And look at that. The model is building itself straight in front of me. It took 96 seconds, 96 seconds for this model to all be built. And there was some flaws. There was some little errors, but it was pretty cool. It was it built an income statement. It built all of my assumptions that you see right here. And again, I just want to showcase it to you. I have a full video if you want to take the time and just watch it all. But I was really flabbergasted, like no hard value coded, like it was all formulas. Everything was linked together. There was no mistakes except the dates. The dates were messed up. I fixed them just really quick. And you see like this all my income statement right here. Look at the formulas at the top. They're all linked together. I was like, oh my God, what is this? And again, like maybe for a public company that needs like a really thorough model, lots of assumption, this is not quite up, to speed yet. But I was really flabbergasted. And I did multiple tests. I created a full content marketing plan. I tried to create a project management dashboard. This one failed. I tried it again, worked, it was pretty good. Uh, Highly invite you to test it. Look at my cash flow. When do you get a cash flow to balance the first time? Like never. But I think this is pretty interesting. This is where we are going. So Microsoft is bringing the agents into Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and now even in Word, it can take action for you. I can't go through all of that today, but I will send you the link to the video. It's on Piggy Bank Accountant on my YouTube channel. But honestly, guys, this I don't know how to say that in English, but like a lot of people wrote about it, a lot of ink, like people are crazy about it. And it's very, very normal and it's super interesting. I have 5 minutes left. Uh so I just want to do a quick we'll do some Q&A. I can do Q&A for 15 minutes. But if you want to work with me, guys, if you enjoy my energy today, that's what I do. I have my on-demand course. If if you want to learn Copilot A to Z in a very polished way and very engaging way, you can go to learncopilot.ai/masterclass. And if you want me to train your whole team, of course, I'm specialized in finance, but I do a lot of HR, project managers, lawyers training, all the busy professionals. And I give live training, virtual or in person. And if you want this cheat sheet on how to prompt, feel free to take your cell phone, scan the QR code right here, and you can visit learncopilot.ai. Reach out by email, davidfortincp@davidpba.com. Please reach out on LinkedIn. Please, please, please. I love to talk to people, brainstorm the use cases. How can we get the team to adopt Copilot? And YouTube on Piggy Bank Accountant. I make video for a living, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. And we're going to take some questions right here. We're going to go into Q&A. Uh, okay, so we have okay. So we have Rui Gomez. I'm sorry if I get your name wrong. That says, are there any security concerns regarding the level of access these agents have through all of the integrations? I highly invite you to consult your IT department. I always say that, but I saw the ClickUp CFO yesterday that talked about the hidden cost about a new vendor. This is Microsoft, right? And the agent, the researcher agent, is built from Microsoft, and the enterprise data protection security applies. So how it does, I will also answer this question to Elsa that asks, how does the researcher agent see your schedule? Does it connect to Outlook? What if you use Gmail? It's all integrated into your 365 environment through the Microsoft Graph, right? And if you go to Copilot, let me just show you real quick here, right here. I'm in Microsoft Copilot, right? You will over with your mouse on the green shell at the top right. Make sure you have this green shell, and you will click here on Enterprise Data Protection applies to this chat, and see everything is listed here. Like, oh, this is GDPR, secure your data, your access control and policies apply to Copilot. Your data isn't used to train the foundation models. That's a big mistake I see people do with ChatGPT, is that they go in there, put confidential data, even if they pay. It's not a secure version. You need a Teams or an enterprise plan for their data to be secure in ChatGPT. This is not the case with Copilot. But again, always double check with your IT team, right? So there you go. I'll try to get can you upvote the questions? Like if your question is somewhere, I will upvote. You can upvote so I can see them at the top. I will votes high to low. Oh, okay. I had a question with 8 votes. How can I create a monthly financial report, FP&A like with Copilot? I think your answer is the Copilot agent that I showed you just in this video right here, and try it. If you have a pay license, if you have a free license, it won't work. You will want to try the agent mode here and try to do a prompt, play with it. I tell you, it's pretty good. It is pretty decent. And this will get you started. It will be a great V1. And guys, I can't imagine where this is going to be in a year or two if we just got that. Okay, so we have Elena so Elena Miklova says, have you tried Copilot for finance? What advantages do you see comparing to the standard Copilot? I haven't, sorry, I have tried it just a little bit, just a little bit. I don't think the value is there yet. I think the agent that I showed you, the Excel agent mode, is like miles ahead in terms of productivity. I think Copilot for Finance was made for people living in the Dynamics 365 Dynamics, and then it can help you with your bank reconciliation, etc. But I see a world where this agent that you see right here will replace this this Copilot for Finance. Okay, super super interesting. Um, so Alana, feel free to dive into my DM on LinkedIn if you have more questions. I'm trying to just answer as many questions as I can here. So we have Quentin Petitjean. Bonjour, hi. That says, is Copilot more interesting using Excel than Chat GPT, or is it quite similar? So if you don't pay, okay, if you don't pay, I think the answers are pretty similar. But with Copilot, you have basically the pane to the right. You have the button, but you also have the enterprise data protection, right? So what I will not do if I was, a business that is not paying for an enterprise or Teams plan from ChatGPT is take my financial model and put it into ChatGPT and feed the model with the confidential data and put it in there, right? I will use Copilot instead. They use the same large language model behind, So I love to explain that and show to people like, see here, you can click here on try GPT-5, the same large language model that is powering ChatGPT and powering Copilot right now. And we've seen that Copilot is going multi-model as well, with Claude coming, et cetera, et cetera. But there's data security issues with that. So right now, let's just say it's using the same underlying model. So the answers should be very, very similar. We got Ashley that says, "Are there any tools out there yet that can prepare financial statements yet?" Many tools have their integration. I know Salesforce have their AI integrated into them. QuickBook is coming up with their AI agents, so I'm sure you will be able to integrate all of your AI workflows into these tools, right? But I don't know, like, I don't want to promote any specific tools. I'm really like a Copilot expert, and I think your best bet for financial statements is what I showed you with the three statements model. I think it's pretty great. I'll send you the link to the video. If someone can put this in the chat, or I'll put it myself. It's all good. Um, do I always stay so we have Jamie Lopez that says, "Do I always need to state I'm CFO if I created an agent with that information?" You are absolutely right, Jamie. So similar to ChatGPT, you have the custom instructions in Copilot here. Click on the three dots, settings, and you will go to custom instructions here, and you can tell that you are the CFO. But what I tell you is in the prompt, if you specify it again, like your answer will be tailored for that. But custom instructions, make sure you fill them. uh, it's very important. It's something that was in ChatGPT for a while. It just got to Copilot, yes, the free version too. And basically, this is what you should fill, and it will help Copilot give you more precise and best result. Okay, so just trying to see. Okay, I have Carol that says, "Is it working on a MacBook Pro too?" It's Excel Online, so I will not see any difference from regular Excel. So Carol, absolutely, I think the agent mode can probably uh, work on the MacBook Pro using Excel Online. I don't see any difference there. Uh, we got Amy that says, "Does it work with Teams meeting?" I'm assuming that was a question on the agent, the researcher agent, so it will go through all of your emails, all of your meetings from Teams, your meetings in your Outlook calendar. It will go through all your documents that you've worked on your OneDrive and SharePoint. It's pretty good, guys. Please, please, please try it. There's also the analyst agent that I haven't talked. I have upcoming video in next week that is releasing on my YouTube. Don't miss that. We have traffic that says how to build agent in Copilot Studio. You have some use cases in finance with Copilot agent. I won't be able to dive too deep here, but yes, if you're brand new to agent, the researcher agent was an agent built by Microsoft. If you want to build a custom agent to, uh, have an executive summary from your PDF or help you classify your invoices, it's everything that is possible. I have a free video on my YouTube that shows you how you have Copilot to write like you emails. But I have some, like, feel free to reach out for some use cases in finance. I can maybe help. How to get the Excel agent model. You need a paid Copilot license. You go to, let me just send you a link here. It's going to be easier. Let me just show you here behind the scene content, and then I will go to Excel agent mode here, and I will send you, I think I have it here. There we go. Here's the link. Maybe we can put this. Not sure. Look, please help me here. I'm going back here. Uh, Zahid that says, "Can I use Copilot with SAP connectors for analysis for Office or analysis for Office in Excel?" I think the issue with that is that for Copilot in Excel to work, you need auto save to be turned on. And if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't work with SAP. Don't quote me on that. I know there are some agents with Copilot Studio that can connect your SAP. I'm not an SAP expert, but I'm sure there is some documentation on that online. Double check with the autosave thing though. Um, We got Opeyemi Ogundele that says, can this be used to automate reconciliation at the end of the month? I hang a lot with Nicolas Boucher, which is an expert in AI and finance. He tested the agent to reconcile some credit card statements, and with a thorough prompt, it was pretty good. I invite you to go to his LinkedIn profile, Nicolas Boucher on LinkedIn. Find his latest post about the Excel agent mode. He does some examples there that are amazing. All right, so we got Amy that says it doesn't work with Gmail. This is, of course, intended to stay in the Microsoft 365 environment. I would think that, Amy, your solution is probably more Gemini. Like I see ChatGPT, Copilot, and Gemini as three generalists, right? And you have to pick the lane that fits best your environment. Uh, I think that's my answer for you, Amy. It doesn't work with Gmail. There's probably a way that you can integrate your emails, that they automatically forwarded to your Outlook, but you will need to merge into Outlook. This is born to be made. Can I say that in English? To live into a 365 environment. Okay, we got Prism Music that says, can I use the Copilot to create a due diligence issue red flags? I'm not sure I get all of the question, but I think your best bet will be to explore agents. Uh, I talk about agents a lot in my Copilot course at learncopilot.ai/masterclass. I take you by the end. I have a whole module that shows you how to create an agent step by step with instructions and how you can build agents. So maybe you could get an agent that will always do the same steps and basically tell you, hey, here is what you need to do for your due diligence. Here is regarding this memo that you've put in. You need to validate X, Y, Z, right? So I hope I answered the question here. Um, Okay, so Shalin says researcher looks fascinating. Any other agents you use regularly, Microsoft pre-built or custom one? I have a video upcoming on the analyst agent. Uh, this is cool, the analyst agent. I think it's less cool than the Excel agent mode, though. But I won't show you exactly. But maybe I can show you something that I built, and it's another video I'm coming up. Maybe I can try add word content. Do I have files or meetings here? Okay, let me just here I have my one-on-one here, and maybe I can try to make minutes based on this meeting. I didn't try that. I will just see, and it's an agent that is made to build minutes. Okay, there you go. So I just attach a meeting. This is how integrated Copilot is, and look at that. It told me everything about this meeting, and it even did minutes for like multiple meeting because what I attached here. So this is an agent, right? I have the PDF analyst for Busy Pros, which I show how to build in my online course. And what you do with this one, maybe I can add word content. Do I have my Starbucks financial statements here? Mm, I don't have it here, but you can attach a PDF here and it will. Do I have it here? Oh, there you go. See, I attach a Lululemon. I don't have any prompt to do, and it will summarize this PDF right here. So this is an agent that I think can be useful for busy pros. And I'm going way over time right now, guys. But feel free to stay. Feel free to leave if you have to leave. Feel free to reach me at davidfortincpa at davidpba.com. But look at this agent that I built. I show it A to Z in my course. Section 1, TLBR for busy pros. And then it gives you my key facts for executive, net revenues, etc., etc. It's always structured the same way. It's always structured the same way. Can I reply to your go? So this is pretty cool. These are very generic agents. I have some agent that I do for my LinkedIn writing. I'll keep that outside of this meeting. Lots of CFOs here. Um, so we have Daniel that says, can Copilot now work in a Power Query generated model? Not yet. I think, not sure that this might come later. I think what Microsoft trying to do right now is really address the mass. So, most people, they want to do conditional formatting, they want to do pivot tables. Actually, 95% of people using Excel don't even know how to do these. So I think that will come later, as we've seen the Excel agent just released last week. It's going to evolve pretty fast. So stay tuned, Daniel. Subscribe to my YouTube. Um, and D Mavraki that says, could you please share recordings of this session? The team at CFO Connect at Spendesk will share the recording. It will be hosted, I think, on their YouTube as well. And they will tag me as a collaborator. So you will have all the links, everything. Guys, again, feel free to reach out. Please, please, please. I want to help you. I have a mission. My mission is to help people with Copilot. This is so complex. Even just the licensing is changing every day. And I think we answered pretty much all of the questions. I see Lunis Sahad, last question that says, "Hey, I have security issues. I have concerns. How do we ensure that Microsoft Copilot is not using our data? Validate with your IT, go read the enterprise data protection. I think Microsoft is doing a great job with security, and they've always been. It's even annoying sometimes because you have to double authenticate every time. Uh, all right, so guys, thank you so much for being here. 400 people of you shown up. Reach out on LinkedIn, Piggy Bank Accountant on YouTube, and I'll hand back the stream to the team at CFO Connect Summit. Thank you so much. Enjoy all of the sessions, the demos tomorrow, and everything. The team is doing great at building a free event. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Catch you very soon.